channel. Welcome back in. Welcome back in. MBPFishing. Thanks for coming in, my friends. Yep. The name of this title. Yep. Couldn't be any more simple. New gear. Number one. Package. Finally. My landlord was walking around the house. He found the package on the side of the house. Someone ripped it open, and I got that Dougie Doug. And also, yep, check it out, folks. We've got ourselves a brand new cat rod. Yes, compliments of bits and pieces of fishing reels. I put that together. Yeah, the reel, but the rod itself. That was donated by Dirty 30. If he comes in, let me know, folks. We finally got the big old cat rod out. Tell you what, let's get some bait on these rods, and let's see if we can catch some fish. I'm going to be getting that one out there deep. I've got about 1.5 ounces of weight on her. I'm going to be putting that out in the big old blue cat territory with a big night crawler. And I didn't have a lot of time today. My landlord was working on a whole bunch of stuff, and I kind of chipped in a little bit, and before you know it, yeah, it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, that's pretty simple about that explanation, right, folks? I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. All right, this one's ready to go. We're just getting started, folks. Just getting started. First cast out here. Let's get our little jig head crawler on here and get that big rod out there with a big old night crawler, and we'll come over and check that cat. Yep, we finally got one, folks. We finally got a big old cat rod. That's a 7-foot crazy cat. Yeah, that's a pretty big rod and reel combo there. That's got 20-pound Berkeley Trilene big game on her. Yeah, that ain't got no small stuff on her. With that reel, there's no way I could have put anything under about 12-pound test on her. And I figure, I'm gonna go with a big rod, but I'm gonna put some heavier line on her. I can always switch her up to a lighter line too, folks. This is a big one. And yep, there's some big ones working up down here, folks. Bite. I saw that. Bing, bing, bing. I saw that. Maybe I should have gotten the big rod out first. Hanging on it. Ping, ping. He's thinking about it. We got a little nibbler down here right now. Hey, that was like a little, folks, that was a little sauger. I saw that come up to the surface. That was a sauger about that big. That's cool. That one's out. And something's messing with it. Still hitting it too. Got him, folks. Uh-oh. Yep, of course. Just what we got on our light gear too. I didn't get a chance to get the other rod out. Oh boy. This is a big one, folks. Yeah, this is a big one, folks. And we do have a nice little sandbar out to the left of us, by the way. It's easier to get her in now. Well, I gotta see what she is. This is my little 6-pound test. And of course, this is the one they're gonna hit. I felt thrashing, but I also felt that top dorsal fin. I'm not sure what we got yet. She's coming into the bank. When she gets into the bank, she's gonna take off. What we got, folks? That's thrashing that head. Almost like a grass carp, but it's running around back and forth in place. That's interesting. Come on, fish, turn. I'm not sure what this is yet. That sucker took off, folks. That's for sure. That's off my camera. Camera feed is right about here. I need to be more careful with where I stand. Didn't get a chance to go over and talk to you guys. Another first cast. This is almost biting like a common carp. And the way she's staying deep like that right by the bank. Look at that. She's like right by the bank, folks. She's not. Grass carp usually come right up to the surface. Yeah, she just does not want to come off the bottom. Now that's a big old grass. That's a big old grass carp. Let me get our big rod out of the way here. Yeah, there's a good little spot over here I can pull you guys in. A big old grass carp. He is staying deep for some reason. That is weird. Usually don't do that. Oh yeah, 10, 15 pounder easy. Definitely our first river monster of the day. Okay, we got a nice little sandbar down here, folks. So I'm gonna, jury rig the tripod turn right around, folks. Hopefully she stays in clear. That way you guys can see me tackle this brute in by the bank. Yeah, we've got a nice little sandbar over here, so we're gonna turn the camera around at just a smidgen right there, folks. Yeah, this is not recommended to try to do this with a 15, 20 pound grass carp. All right, 21 people in it, 11 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Appreciate that, my friends. I hope she stayed in clear. Yeah, I got a big cat rod, and these fish are hitting right by the stinking bank down here, so. Should be easier to get this fish in here. I should be able to just, get her in right here. Assuming she'll let me get her in. Oh, that's another big one. Geez, there's some massive fish out here, folks. Sorry about the wind. Well, I do have the wind block on. I remembered about that for once. Yeah, I kind of had the idea of if I was going to set up the tripod, I was going to set it up to where I could turn her around. And boy, she's just so big. I'm having trouble getting her into the shallows. I'm gonna have to turn her around and get her in this way. Yeah, if she crashes when I try to pull her head, that's it for the 6 pound test. Come on, girl, come on. Be just a little bit closer. Gonna have to risk it, folks. That wasn't happening. That wasn't happening. I shouldn't have known better than to cast the light gear right by the bank. I mean, everyone's taking their big cat rods and throwing them way out in the middle of the river. And I throw a little light Ozark trails right by the bank, and that's what happens. Man, these fish can fight, folks. Come on, girl. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, yep. See that head flash? Man, those guys are brutes. Yeah, this is an easy 15, folks. I really underestimate these fish. Yeah, I really underestimate these guys. There's nothing I can do with her right now. Every time I get her in here shallow, she turns back out. Yeah, every time. Look at that. Just thrash that head the moment I get her into the shallows. If she do that when I got her in here, we'd be set. Nope, 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 nope. Keep going this direction, buddy. Keep going this direction. She knows she's in the shallows, so she doesn't want to take off forward. She wants to turn that head. Nope, nope. Come on, girl. Keep in the shallows. Keep, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, she's getting up that head of steam again. All right. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Clean. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. I can do it. I can do it. These guys are like fighting. You wonder why my arms get sore, folks. Come here, girl. Come on. That line's got to be ready to go. Come on. Nope. Every time. See that? She just does not want anything to do with being in this shallow water. Oh, yeah, I think 15, 20. Yeah, oh, we got her, folks. We got her, folks. She is not happy. Damn, it's gonna get me wet for the rest of the day. You ain't getting back in that water, girl. Not yet. That hook is already out. Yeah, the hook is already out, folks. And I had that fish hook so lightly. Oh, there we go, folks. First of the day. Yeah, that'll go about 15, 16 pounds. Yep, she is not happy. Ow. Ow. Really? Keeps backhanding me. All right, folks, let's get her in here close for you guys. You guys can check her out. Gorgeous first fish, folks. Beautiful. I love it, my friends. Yeah, that's an awesome first fish, folks. Yeah, our camera feed is right. Not sure where she is. I know she's angled down here, so hopefully you guys can see her. All right, girl. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Woo. Man. Well, let me get my socks and shoes back on here. We'll reverse the camera. I'll come talk to you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends. Yeah, it's much easier to land those with some kind of sand bank. Oh, good googly. All right, reverse this camera back. And looks like we're good. I see 48 people in. Awesome, my friends. And 22 thumbs up. I'll tell you what, I need one rod out. I need one friggin' rod to go down here fixing that. I can't take not having one rod in. Yeah, we're gonna go with the one that's already rigged up. Yeah, that was on garden variety night crawlers, folks. Little red worms and other other type things. Yeah, that'll get you winded, folks. I'm gonna grab my soda and after I get this rod back out, and we'll have a chat. That's okay. Now we need one rod out at least, right, folks? All right, where's my soda? Man. Oh. Man, another one. First cast, folks, down here. It's just kind of crazy, and I do appreciate all those reactions, my friends. Helps out the channel so much. Let's go back and see Danny. What's going on? Danny's first in chat today. Danny says, Mike, brother. And Wyle, what's going on? How you doing today, Wyle? Wyle says, let's go. Danny says, let me get the other phone. Danny says, hi, 420. And Rich, what's going on? How you doing, Rich? Oh, post rod. Dang, dude. Man, do I want to hook another one of these guys already? Because that was hitting it the same way. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. This might be one of those days where I've had an idea of using my big cat rod. I'm trying to get this my new cat rod. I haven't had a chance to get her out there yet. Wow, folks. Sheesh. Let's see. Danny says, Mike, I told Doug that you got. Yeah, I got the little spinners and the spoons. When Doug comes on, let me know. I'll take that out of my box and show him. I'm gonna pull it again. Man, they will not let me talk to you guys. Just will not let, and that got that whole night crawler off. Man, I don't like that. This got that whole night crawler off that quick. I only get about a dozen night crawlers. I had other things I had to do today. Madeline was working on stuff, so I have to help them out with that stuff right now. See, Wild says, hi, is there everyone? How's everyone's day? Let's see, Chris, what's going on? How you doing today, Chris? And survival. They are not letting me talk to you guys. Every time I look over, that rod's trying to pull in. Yeah, there must be a ton of fish down here right now, folks. Yeah, tomorrow we get our backup cell phone back on. That way we can man the chat from down here. There must be a ton of fish down here, folks, because every time this thing hits the bottom, it's getting bite. Let's see if he does it again. My glasses are all smeared up and got gunk all over them already. I think we did pretty good with that first fish, though. No time to even get any corn today, folks. I just came out. So this spot hasn't even been baited up today. There he goes again. Got him. Got him, folks. Got him that time. Fish on. Man, there's some big ones out there, folks. Hey, a nice little drum bud. How you doing, little buddy? Second fish of the day, folks. Number 2. That's a little guy, though. Yeah, I'll probably catch another one. That'd be a good cut bait. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. You guys enjoy the show today. Yeah, once I get a couple of these smaller ones out of the way, maybe they'll calm down here for a minute and I come check that cat better. It's having a hard time running back and forth. Yeah, these rocks are all loose down here too. Yeah, there must be a ton of fish down here today, folks. Every time that line hits the bottom, it's getting a bite. See, 39 people in and 31 thumbs up. That's some incredible numbers. Oh yeah, I would not doubt the carp jump behind me. There are fish hitting left and right. While Chris says, Danny, Mr. President. Let's see, Rich says, nice rod. Yeah, I haven't gotten her out yet. I've been trying to get her out here. I gotta talk to you guys first. What the heck? Let's get her out here. Seriously, man. I'm gonna have to leave this one out here for a second, folks. They will not let me get this rod and that rod out here. This one's got 1.5 ounces of weight with a 14-inch long a leader on there. And this is 20-pound test, so she should be able to handle a pretty good brute. Get one of my monster night crawlers out of here. Yeah, these guys are like huge friggin' worms. That's a foot-long night crawler there, folks. Yeah, let's get this out here. I didn't like that cast. First cast with the combo. Yeah, this is straight blue cat. Blue cat or flathead. That's a better cast. That should hold out there with that ounce of weight. All right. Good. Drag it set good. Yeah, that's mounted pretty good, folks. I spent like 10 minutes building that little rock face there. And no need to put any bigger worms on our closer rod. They're pounding this one right here. And I'm surprised that sucker is drifting. I think I'm okay, folks. I just don't want to get away with my other rod. Yeah, there's some big fish out here, folks, hitting right now. All right, I think that'll do for now. Assuming nothing pops that rod while I'm trying to talk to you guys. Every time I look over, a rod's trying to go in. Let's see, Ferg, what's going on? How you doing today, Ferg? Let's see, Wild says hello, Survival. And see, PA Sports, what's going on? How you doing today?
PA Sports says, good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon to you too, my friend. Let's see, Ferg says, heck yeah. Let's see, PA says, hey, Danny. Let's see, and Dan, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? You the man, go on.
Full fraud. Again. Got him, folks. That's bigger again. That's a little bigger. Not as big as our first fish, but still a nice fish. We've got another nice freshwater drum. So 2 freshwater drum and a big old grass carp so far. Yeah, that's like a golden colored one there, folks. There we go, folks. That's our second freshwater drum, and we got a big old, like maybe, I'm gonna go 15 pounds on that grass carp. Beautiful guy, folks. I love it. I love it, my friends. All right, see you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You ate it. Yeah, I know I'm a little late on the feed today, folks. Had some other stuff at home I had to do. We're right in the middle of that move right now. I'm getting the rest of my stuff packed up, ready to go. And my landlord's rehabbing the house right now, so I'm kind of in the way. I had to get out of their way for a while. Yeah, that just drifted way too far down. I mean, it's technically okay, but I'd rather have it out deeper. Yeah, it's basically right where my other rods are. Pretty much. What is out? Get out there. What the heck? Was that my worm? I think that was. That was my worm. Man. You can tell I haven't cast a big cat rod in a while. There was my dang big old night crawler. Oh. I only got about a dozen of them. Gotta make sure I hook this one better. I don't want to lose any more night crawlers. Yeah, that's hooked on there like 7 times. Should be fine. Still, I haven't cast a big cat rod in a while. We don't have a whole lot of current, so an ounce of weight should be able to hold out there. I'll probably stick in the rock. That's okay for this type of technique. If you get a 15, 20 pound blue cat or something that grabs onto that rod, he's going to pull it right out of the rock. And that is where I wanted her to set. Yeah, it's in about 15, 20 feet of water now. That's right. So the rod's back out, and I'll come check that chat. So we've caught 2 freshwater drums so far, folks, and a big old grass carp. I haven't even gotten to our lighter rod getting it back out there yet. I'm just trying to get to this chat. Let's see, Explorer, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? All the best catching fish. Awesome, my friend. I hope you're having a great Monday. Explorer says hi, chat. See, Chris says, yep, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Only takes a second. Double tap that screen for me. Let's see, Dan says, hey, Dro. Let's see, Diego, what's going on? How you doing, Diego? And see, Rad, what's going on? Oh, Raid. Not on that smaller rod. When I was getting that grass carp, no way. That was 6-pound test. Let's see, Pierre, what's going on? How you doing, Pierre? Pierre says, yeah, tell him. Let's see, Raid says, oh. Danny says, hi, Pierre.
And Jacob, what's going on? How you doing today, Jacob? Jacob says, what's up, everyone? Jacob says, that's a monster. Let's see, Alpha, what's going on? How you doing, Alpha? Alpha says, nice. Let's see, Ray, is that a bass? No, that is a grass carp. They're a mix between like a steelhead and big chub minnow. They get to be about 60 pounds down here. Yeah, I had to shed the shoe on that one. Let's see. The Mac, what's going on? Awesome grass carp. Appreciate that, my friend. Let's see. Wild says worms. Yep, garden variety night crawlers. Let's see. Yakin, what's going on? How you doing, Yakin? Yakin says, Mike MVP, how are you? I'm doing okay, my friend. 2 nice freshwater drum and a big old grass carp so far. Yakin says, Danny, wild. And let's see. Esther, what's going on? How you doing, Esther? Esther says hi. Danny, hi, that chat people. Let's see. Reaper, what's going on? Awesome to see you today, Reaper. Reaper says hi. Danny says hi, Reaper. Team Survival says hi, Reaper. And Dougie Doug, what's going on? How you doing, Doug? Yep, let me show you, Doug. Yep, my Lord, he was cleaning around the house, and he found a package that was open and left right by the side of the building. Yep, I got it, buddy. I got him. Yeah, these are going to come in handy very well on the at O'Fallon Park and Fairgrounds. Not too much down here, but yeah. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it, buddy. Yep, that's a whole bunch of spinners. We've got some, let's see, spoons in there. A lot of MEP style, the circle, and a lot of rooster tail styles. Then he says, hi, Doug. Let's see, Dan says he's going to get busy today. Let's see, Michael, what's going on? How you doing, Michael? Michael says, what's up from Mississippi? Awesome, we're on the Mississippi River right now in St. Louis, Missouri. See, Mahad with the hello emojis. Let's see, Ben says hi. How you doing, Ben? Mahad says hi. And Mahad says, I don't want to look. Mahad says hi again. Mahad says, hi, brother. How are you doing today? Let's see, 2 nice freshwater drum and a big old grass carp. Seeing Care Bear, what's going on? How you doing, Care Bear? You guys are enjoying your Monday, my friends. Yeah, that one didn't get a bite that time. Obviously, because it cleaned the majority of the worm off. And they are good at that, folks. They are very good at getting that worm off. Tell you what, I might be able to get my 3rd rod back out now. I just needed to catch up a little bit on cast and get our big rod out. That looks pretty good. I gotta check my knots on my lighter rod too, because that grass carp's got to have weakened that line pretty good. And we haven't even gotten our 3rd rod back out. Let me feel this stuff. Oh yeah, that's sprayed pretty good, but I don't know. Let me check the knots. This is where it really comes in. It's where the knots are. They feel pretty tough. Yeah, that's the 2nd big grass carp I've landed on this one particular knot tie. I don't want to take her off. Yeah, if I saw that, check on. Check. Another big one out there. Man, there's some big ones out here today, folks. Yeah, this whole cove must just be filled with big carp, grass carp, probably some nice blue cats mixed in here. Maybe even a few big flathead and stuff. I'm sure there's some flathead in here. I've got the spots. This one needs to be.
tighten up on our, yeah, got most of that worm off again. Man, they are good at that today. That one goes there. Got a little mixed up there. Havoc ensues down on the Mississippi River, folks, right? Man, when MVP comes in, you never know what the heck is going to go on. Really. I mean, I never know. I really have no idea sometimes. I get down here, I have no idea if it's going to get a wild little drum. I'm not going to get any bites at all. I mean, you never know. All right, that's back. Finally got all 3 rods out. And I've got a 4th rod out there too, but I ain't going to try that. You guys are crazy. I ain't going to put 4 rods out here. Let's see, Care Bear says survival. Let's see, Danny says hi, Care Bear. Let's see, Doug says, nice one, Mike. Glad you got him. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, those are some awesome lures. Those go very handy for largemouth, for rainbow trout, for stripers down here. Let's see, Juan, what's going on? How you doing, Juan? Juan asks, any luck today? 2 nice freshwater drum and 15-pound grass carp so far. And see Miss Giggy, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Giggy? Miss Giggy says, Mike in chat. Let's see, Juan asks, how's it going, Danny? Let's see, Explorer says, nice. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Green, what's going on? How you doing today, Green? Green says, howdy. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Green River. Let's see, Reaper says, I got a good feeling you're going to get a big one today. Already got one, Reaper. You check the first of the feed, already got a 15-pounder today. Big old grass carp. Landed pretty good, too. And if Dirty 30 comes around, that is the big cat rod that he donated. I finally got to put together a good reel. It's got a lot of crap on it, you can tell. You get a lot of debris down here, folks, unfortunately, when you put a big rod out, geez. That was a heck of a first run, folks. I drifted in a little shallow that time. Man, it looks like something got the majority of that worm off, too. I had a couple small worms on with that night crawler. And it looks like it got all those small worms off. That's a bite. Feels like she's just drifting. Why don't something picked it up and dropped it out there? That looks like something got to the end of that night crawler. Definitely bit it in half too. Yeah, there are some monsters down here, folks. If I hooked into something 40, 50 pounds, you'll see some. No, I don't have any expectations of getting any any big blue cats over maybe 15 or 20. Those 40 and 50 pounders down here are kind of a little rare, but they're here. They're definitely here. I mean, guarantee you you go straight across this river and right down here to that bridge and back, you're gonna find at least one 40 or 50 pound blue cat. Hopping on it. Got him, folks. Got him. We got another nice drum. That's our third freshwater drum of the day. Number 3. Yeah, they do like that jig head crawler technique, folks. Yeah, they'll pray to that jig head crawler technique all the time. All right, we got them, folks. Number 3. That's a gorgeous one there, folks. A nice dark colored one. Beautiful guy. Gotta love it, my friends. That might be our thumbnail. I haven't had to put a freshwater drum on our thumbnails for a while. All right, buddy. Come on, little stinker, hold still. Jeez, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's holding pretty good again. It'll hold for a while and then it'll bounce off. That's pretty common. A lot of times you'll have something pick it up to another one. Big guy right over there. Sheesh, that was a big fish. You think that 15 pounder was big? That fish had to be twice that size. Now these grass carp down here, folks, are going nuts. Same with the common carp, same with the freshwater drum. And tell you what, those smaller grass carp, they're big flathead candy. They really are. They've got no protection. Like a 4 or 5 pound grass carp, but an 8 or 10 pound flathead will just gobble that up. Rod set again. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to get back to chat here. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Hope you guys are having an awesome Monday as well. Pop. Something took a nip at it. I saw that. It was bouncing there, then it gave a sharp pop. Definitely a bite when it does that. Need this other rod up a little bit higher. About. I know you guys are having trouble seeing her. All right. Should be an ever increasing and decreasing height. That's pretty good. See if we've got a spot right now where they're not going to hit. I'm going to toss a couple worms in. A couple little red worms. I've got over 100 of them, so no worries. Yeah, these rocks are like super slippery down here today. And we dropped about another 8 or 10 inches. The temperature's about 70, 75 degrees out here, folks. I forgot to talk about all that stuff. You know, that fish hit pretty good. And let's see, Fad says, Uncle, what bait do you use? Let's see, down here I like to use common variety night crawlers and you know, little garden shoestring redworms. Now, I do cut up some skipjack when I can catch them, but down here on the Mississippi, down by the arch, we only get a few runs of them. I would like to see one too, Reaper.
And guaranteed if I use that big rod down here consistently out there deep with those night crawlers, I'm eventually going to get a big catfish to hit. Either a 40 or 50 pound flathead or 40, 50 pound blue cat. Let's see Sebastian, what's going on? How you doing, Sebastian? Sebastian says hi. Let's see, Reaper says got him. Let's see, Dan says the rate of fish per hour looks good today. Yep, we're doing pretty good so far. 3 freshwater drum and a big old grass carp. Let's see, Danny says hi, Adrian. Adrian, what's going on? How you doing, Adrian? Adrian says MVP fishing. Let's see, 21 people in and 49 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Only takes a second.
We've got our rods, folks. We've got our light action, medium, and heavy duty. Another pop, come on. That one went slack now. The heck. That rod literally went slack. A lot of times that happens when you get a fish that grabs it and starts going upriver with it. You miss that initial little peck bite, and he starts going upriver with it. Well, I caught quite a bit of them there quickly. I might have given them a little bit of run for their money. They're probably looking around to a few of their brothers and sisters going, why is your jaw so sore, buddy? I don't know. There's MBP fishing. He had me out of the water. He just showed me up to a camera and all that other stuff. Do it again. All right, I think we look good, folks. Yeah, we do have to refresh these rods about every 8 or 10 minutes because we're pretty much drift fishing down here, except for that big rod. The rest of these are kind of drifting down up and downriver very slowly.
Let's see, Danny says hi, Adrian. Adrian says, Danny the Stinger Manny. Yep, welcome into MVP fishing, folks. This is what we do. Fish while we man the live chat. Let's see, Reaper says hi. And we might have our first train, folks. No. That one sounds like she's turning. Never mind. Cheers. I think I got a pretty good camera angle today. Got those rods right above the chat line. That bucket is about right in the middle of the camera feed, so as long as I stay with just a little bit to the left of that bucket, I should be in feed. I have a little trouble with that sometimes, folks, staying in camera feed. Sometimes it's the fish's fault. They drag me out of the camera feed. Yeah, it's a fantastic angling angle. Real clear and pretty picture too. Thanks, Reaper. I appreciate it. That's one thing I've been having a little trouble with too, is signal going a little wonky down here recently. I suppose it's because we're up in the rock face right now. When we get a little lower, we'll get out of the rocks and get into the sandbank, and the signal quality will go up. Let's see, Dan says, picture and audio is perfect. You're in the UK. Awesome to hear that, my friend. Yeah, it's honestly, it kind of looks like something massive came in here. Because that's one of the telltale signs of something just super big just came into the shallows. All of a sudden, the fish just stopped. Like maybe a pair of big, like 40, 50-pound flathead, or maybe a 30, 40-pound alligator gar just sneaks in here or something. Because there are some alligator gar that kind of migrate up north when the weather starts getting warmer. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to go down too. I've got that drag set, so she should peel. Yeah, you should hear that drag peeling.
Another big one. Look at that. Right over there, folks. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's just a massive fish over there. And I gotta keep our bucket kind of in the same spot so I know where we are. I'm always moving her around too. That gives a little bit of a nuisance. These guys are kind of turned off down here. Might put a night crawler on this one and see if something real big is down here in the shallows. Dangerous, but works sometimes. There's a big old catfish or something down here, and you put like a chunk of night crawler on there instead of those little red worms. Sometimes they'll hit. That's holding out there pretty good. I mean, it's pretty deep water. Pretty good. Put on that other piece of that night crawler. Worm, stay up. Now I'm waiting for it, folks. That's got 20-pound test on it. A big cat, big game, Filene XT. That's clear stuff. And it's glow in the dark too, that rod. It glows in the dark. It's a possibility for an upcoming live feed. She glows in the dark, so we can fish at night with that sucker down here. Those look perfectly. I really like the way they're holding. The current's not too bad down here today. It's pretty consistent, so it doesn't seem to be, you know, going and then going backwards and then going backwards and forwards. It seems to be moving pretty steadily in a pretty good pace from the left, but it's consistent. I'm sure there's some massive ones over there. I'm seeing them hitting the surface. If these guys die off, we can move up to that point and try. Man, they have been hitting down in this cove, though.
What's going on in chat? And that close rod, I can barely see it. Interesting. I can see it better on the on the live feed than I can here. I guess it's just getting shaded in that that black tip rod of that Ozark Trails. I need to put some like green tape on it or something so I can see it a little better. Let's see, Danny says, be nice if it was a widescreen. Yeah, widescreens, yeah, I have done a few, but they just don't seem to get a lot of views recently on YouTube. And you have to shut the live feed down to change her around. Let's see, Christian Christine, what's going on? How you doing, Christine? Christine says, I'm Siamese, and I just started fishing. Well, welcome into the feed. I hope your parents are with you, because kind of not supposed to watch unless you're. Nah, if your parents are on the couch with you, you're usually fine. Reaper says, hey Mike, I'm going to get something to eat. I'll be right back in a little bit. I hope you're still here. Let's see, Reaper says, Danny says he will, Reaper. Let's see, Dan says, enjoy, Reaper. Let's see, Reaper says, okay, Danny, shouldn't be that long. All right, up first train, folks. Earbuds out and volumes down. Yeah, we try to keep the chat PG-13, but that means parental discretion is advised. This is a YouTube live stream. Got to kind of watch that. Let's see, Jag, what's going on? How you doing, Jag? Jag says, hey. How you doing today, Jag? It's like something came down here and spooked him. It really is. Something big just moved into these shallows. Let's see. Jag says, any carp? Yeah, one right at the beginning of the feed. 15, 16 pound grass carp. We've also caught 4 nice freshwater drums so far. As you can see, we got a big old cat rod down there. Let's see, Jag says, yummy. There's some big fish hitting up and down this shoreline right now. The majority of them don't look like carp either. They look more like channel cat and, oh, well, they look more like catfish between like 8 or 10 pounds. So it's hard to tell when they slap the surface between a channel or a blue cat. Let's see, Jag says bass. No, freshwater drum and grass carp today. There are some stripers down here though. I mean, I do catch some white bass as well. One of the good things of using night crawlers is pretty much anything will hit those worms. By the way, guys, if you want to donate, PayPal, Cash App's linked in the description. If you want to, if you do, if you don't, it's no worries. It's an optional thing if you want to help support the channel. I like to mention it at least once a feed. Alright, let me go refresh these rods again. Set my spot in chat.
One rock. what, this big rod, I might have the wrong idea. These fish seem to be in closer. Why don't I put her in closer? That's one good thing about that heavier line. You can pull out those blocks much easier. And look at that, that bait's clean. Yep, that bait is gone. You don't think these fish know what they're doing? That's a lot of times people will do that too wrong when they're out fishing. They'll set their rods out there for just a little bit too long. You even think you had a bite, you're better off checking that bait after a few minutes just to make sure they didn't let it go and got most of your bait off. That'll happen a lot. This night crawler is just so big. And what we're going to do is we're going to just bring this up the hook a little bit. Right up on top. Nip that. Turn that around. And then we are going to put a few smaller worms on the end of this. And we're going to cast this in closer because, man, I'd like to see a big carp or grass carp on here too. I mean, it'd be nice to break in this rod with a good 15, 20 pound grass carp or a common carp. See MVP really flex some muscles. I haven't used a big cat rod like this in years. I actually had to put put together a reel for her. I had to put spare parts and everything. It's a perfect reel. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this reel. Instead of casting this out as far as deep, I'm looking to cast it a little closer. It's still pretty deep right there. Yeah, it's still about 8 or 10 feet deep in one spot. Yeah, still sinking, still sinking, still sinking. All right. That is way too far down. And that is just drifting way too far. Four rock. I see him. Got him, folks. Got him. Pulled off. Man. That was a nice little fish I had on there. Feels okay. Oh, no, but I think that'll do. Had another bite on the other rod too. Trying to get this situated right so it doesn't drift too. Even with that 1 ounce weight, 20 pound test, it's going to drift quite a bit. This flipper right about there. Right down. That's a good hole right there, I think. Even if it doesn't, it's not that far out, so it shouldn't go over that other rod. That was a nice fish I had on there. Felt like something I was about ready to go for the drag. Massive fish out there, folks. Sheesh, that was big out there, deep. I could hit that, it's just... Come on. Man, these guys, you never know what these little peck bites are. That grass carp hit it no differently. I really should take about 10 or 15 feet of line off that sucker. I think they're moving back in. Something was in here spooking them, but I think whatever it is moved on. Either that or got something to eat and left. I think about it, folks. A big 15, 20-pound flathead eats 4 or 5 pound drum. Yeah, he's done. He just goes out and digests for a day or two. Hey, Dave, what's going on? 5 so far. 5. 4 freshwater drum and a big grass carp. Hey, check it out. I got a big cat rod out. Finally got me a big cat rod. All right, drive safe, Dave. That's perfectly legal in Missouri to bait up a spot for anything but rainbow trout. So throw a couple worms in there, get some bait, some scent in the water. It's perfectly legal. It can be the difference between catching fish and not catching fish. Let's see. Ben says, catfishing, bro. Yeah, that's one of our main fish as far as our fishing trip. Now, grass carp, common carp, freshwater drum, they're always appreciated. They're always appreciated. Let's see, Randy, what's going on? How you doing, Randy? Randy says, Danny and evening friends. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Randy. Let's see, Stan says, I've never seen a train so long. That must stretch some tracks. That ain't nothing, my friend. I've seen them go for hours down here. There's some big trains down here. And see Spawn, what's going on? How you doing, Spawn? Spawn says, hi, Mr. Good Grip. How you doing today from Hungary? Let's see, Dan can be very, very long. See Spawn says, hi. Oop, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Danny. Oops. Danny says, some are even double deckers. Yep. We get some big trains down here. I deleted that message, sorry. Ever seen anything like that in the UK? And even 1,000 miles from, yep, from point to point. We have individuals like Chris, and they're always talking about how those, they never see trains that long. Let's see, Randy, what's going on? How you doing, Randy? Randy says, hello, watching and catching today. Oh, little rod. Bing, bing. Come on, you little stinker, hit it. Come on. That's a big rock. Whatever that was, got the majority of that worm off. Trying to see, hopefully I can get a big old grass carp or something on it. It would be nice to even get a 15, 20 pound grass carp on this rod too. That's a perfect worm for this rod. I don't want to use that one for my big rod. That's a smaller night crawler. That's perfect for my jig head crawler technique. Someone's just nibbling and nibbling on it out there. Really wouldn't take it all the way, so instead of wasting my time, letting him peck on it, peck on it, peck on it, when chances are there's no way I was going to ever get him to hit it all the way. I'll just recast it and get the next one. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm hoping for a big grass carp or something, folks. That would be nice to break in this new reel. New rod and reel. At least I found a bite on her. First job is to find some fish that are going to hit. Another train, folks. Earbuds out and volume's down. Man, it's really tearing on it. That's bouncing right now. We'll know if it's a bite until we'll bounce. There's a double decker. That one just rips it really quick. Had a piece of gum on it, like. Piece of grass or something. Weeded down there. Good. We'll let those soak for a little bit. The water's dropping faster now. That little sand I was walking on over here to get that grass carp is already coming out of water. Let's see, Danny says he caught drum and carp already. Yeah, we've caught 4 freshwater drum and a big old 15-pound grass carp. Let's see, Randy says, nice. How big was the grass carp? About 15 pounds. Let's see, Tom, what's going on? How you doing, Tom? Tom says hi. And see, Pup, what's going on? How you doing, Pup? Pup says hi, MVP. Yep, a 3.5, 4 footer.
Let's see, Danny says hi, Pup. Danny says hi, Tom. Let's see, Tom says hi, Danny. Spawn says, Danny, but good for you. See, Lee, what's going on? How you doing today, Lee? He says, hello, freshwater drum tastes good. They actually do taste pretty good. When you get them in the right waters, the right size, cook them properly, they're very good. Danny says hi, Lee. Lee says hi, Danny. Let's see, Randy says, come on, sturgeon. I wouldn't put it against these guys. I definitely wouldn't be all that surprised if I got a maybe 8 or 10 pound pallet sturgeon down here, or a 3 or 4 pound shovel nose. Let's see. Famer, what's going on? How you doing, Famer? Bijou says hello. Let's see, Brad, how you doing? Frozen marshmallows, the best for catfishing carp. Plus, it's cheap. Cheap as it gets. You know what's cheaper than marshmallows? Your own worms, Doug. Right in that far rod. Man. Not my kind of food. Yeah. That's our first fish on the big cat rod. Ah. Hey, it still counts, though. It still counts, folks. It's our 5th freshwater drum of the day. Yeah, get where these big grass carp and stuff are. You got get where the freshwater drum are. Dude. Yeah, he did not like getting dragged out of the water that quickly. 5 freshwater drum and a big old grass carp today. And our bucket line right about here. Beautiful fish, folks. All right, buddy. Yeah, they do not like it when you try to switch hands on them either. Gotta love it, my friends. See you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. Hey, that's our first fish on the broke our broke the big cat rod in. Now we just got to get something big enough to make this drag sing. And believe you me, that grass carp I had on, that would have done it. And I'm pretty much casting in the same spot that I was getting the grass carp. I'm using a little heavier weight because the heavier line has to hold. Obviously. So I'm picking on that middle rod. I saw that. That'll do. Pretty deep right by the bank. It's still about 8 or 10 feet right there. So no worries about not being in deep enough water. Let that set up. Perfect. Lift it up. Now I gotta recast it because I don't trust it. I don't trust down here on these rocks when you remove a bait. That's a bad way to go. Very easy to get snagged.
the hook on that fish, you never know. A grass carp and the drum hit exactly the same down here. Literally, you can't tell the difference. I mean, the big grass carp just went peck, 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 set the hook, and oh, guys, a little peck bite on this one again, too. Seem to hit it all the way. I think what's going on is this water's starting to drop, and they're not too concerned. They just moved out just a smidge. My big rod seems to be holding out there a little bit. Plus, every time I come in here, all my little worms are gone, and my big worms are still there. So something's grabbing on the end of these worms, tearing the smaller worm off, and moving the bigger one. Probably doing this dumb. I should be casting my big rod in here in like 2 feet of water. The way these guys are sometimes coming into the shallows. Okay, 6 fish already, folks. We're going in towards the double digits already. I hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Like and subscribe. Let's see, what did I miss in chat here? Let's see, says hello. Braid, what's going on? How you doing, Braid? And see, Randy Braid says, if you do drum and crab boil, it tastes like peaches and crab. I've actually tried that before. It's been a few years since I've actually had it, but my grandma used to make something remarkably similar to that. I'm going to have to do. I'm going to cast this one further out. Obviously, I'm not holding out quite deep enough for these guys today, so let me cast her just a little bit further down here. A lot of stretch in this wider line, so if I get a bite, I got to pop that hook. I think we're good now, folks. Let's see, 13 incredible people in and 67 thumbs up. Is there a nice bluegill worth fishing for in the Mississippi River? Not quite here. You go upriver about maybe 15 miles. There's a nice little slough, and where Coldwater Creek comes in, that's well, that creek is off the river. It's a lot cleaner than down here, so you do get some nice bluegill up there. Now, you don't see many until the water gets super, super low down here, and they just get, yeah, they have to come out of those creeks once they start drying out. Let's see, Randy says, any, sounds mouth-watering, Braden. Yeah, one of my favorite ways to cook freshwater drum is
basically smoke them. Smoke them or grill them. That's another good way to grill them. You just grill them with the skin on. Grill them on one side for about 15 to 20 minutes. Turn that over. Make sure that's got that kind of like brownish, blackish line on it. When it's got that good part, turn it over. Do the same thing on the other side. They're very good. Let's see. Dan says, I love smoked fish. Me too. Smoked trout, that's another good one. I do that during the wintertime. Yeah, they stock these lakes with O'Fallon, like O'Fallon Park with rainbow trout during the wintertime. So it's fun to go down there and catch rainbow trout during the winter. It only costs like $14 for a trout stamp. No, it's $12 for the trout stamp and the $14 for a regular fishing license in Missouri. Down here, they eat a lot of what's called hellgrammites. Hellgrammites, larvae on the bottom, smaller fish. Now, you go upriver again a little bit further away from this city, you do start seeing a lot of crawfish. So they start eating more crawfish and stuff up there too. Yeah, the hellgrammites down here get to be about 1.5 inches long. It's the only thing I've ever seen where a fish is trying to eat it, and the hellgrammite is grabbed onto the fish so tightly that the fish can't eat it. Oh, close rod.
It's all confident. Definitely down there. At this rate, it won't be long before another big one. I heard it. Where was it? I heard it, but I didn't see it. Yikes. That was way down there. It got a bite though. I'm grab the two small ones on there. Again, lift the bigger worm. They're just not having these big night crawlers today. It's weird. They get taste for different types of worms down here from one day to the next. Like yesterday, it was nothing but they wanted only the big night crawlers. Today, it seems like all they want are the little red ones. Whenever I put a little red worm out there, it gets pulverized. I think it's time to read this stuff. I think I'll stick with the red worm for now. That seems to be what they want to hit. Instead of using the night crawls, we'll string 3-4 of these little red worms on. In fact, that grass carp hit gobble little red worms too. river candy to these guys, these little red worms. Just gob that on there like that, little wiggly red worm ball. All red worms. They're refreshed. Yeah, the big rod doesn't have to be refreshed as much. She's setting out.
Let's see, Les, what's going on? How you doing, Les? Les is MVP. Danny says they are. Let's see, 19 incredible people in and seeing 70 thumbs up. It's just awesome, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Keep an eye on these two close rods. If you hear a zzz, yeah, look at the big rod, because that's got the clicker on it. That's gonna make a ruckus if it gets a bite. Let's see, Les says hi, Danny. Hope you enjoy your day, Les. And I hope you had a awesome weekend, my friend. Oh yeah, it's beautiful down here. It really is. So quiet and peaceful the majority of the time. As you can see, Les, down there, we've got our first big cat rod for MBP fishing. Now, I've owned big cat rods in the past, but this is our first one we've gotten on live stream. That's a 7'7" heavy duty crazy cat rod with a Shakespeare. I'm not sure what kind of Shakespeare it is. It's got 20-pound test on it. Let's see, Dopa, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Dopa says, good evening, everyone. Les says, love the river. See, Denny says, done. Les says, nice. Boy, that barge had to knock up some crap, didn't he? See, Dopa says, okay. It's always weird when my moderators will say hello to someone before they actually come in. I'm kind of wondering if I missed someone's chat. I look over there. Nope, I didn't miss nobody. It's just Danny saw it first. Cheers. Let's see, Jacob, what's going on? How you doing, Jacob? Jacob asks, have any luck today? Yes, we've caught 5 big freshwater drums so far and a big old 15-pound grass carp. These close rods have been consistently getting bites. It's just a lot of them are smaller guys, those like 2 and 3 pound drum. Every once in a while I set the hook and there's a big one. I do have night crawl on that far rod, while I've got some smaller red worms on these closer rods. Grass carp and the drum, they seem to like the smaller worms today. Let's see, Jacob says, nice carp. Aren't any good for eating, but yep, they're definitely fun to catch. Grass carp are actually a little better to eat than common carp. They got white meat, and a little further upriver again, they start getting into some cleaner water. And unlike grass carp that are red meat, common grass carp, yeah, they're 99.9% vegetarians. If they've got, vegetables around, that they're going to eat it, like leaves, grass. When the water gets high down here, they will actually come into the trees. And you'll just see them grazing like giraffes. They'll come out of the water, grab a hold of like berries and leaves, and just. Now, common carp, they're a bottom feeder. They eat a lot of like yuck. Grass carp, their mouths are straightforward like a largemouth. T. Jacob says, minus work good for large fish and bass. Yeah, minnows work good, yeah, definitely. We don't have many bass down here in the Mississippi, down here in St. Louis. We do get some stripers and some white bass, but I usually don't see them until the water gets a little lower. Like this spring, we caught, I believe, like 8 big stripers between 4 and 8 pounds. I know those are not that big per se, and like countless like white bass. Now I do largemouth bass fishing up in the fairgrounds in O'Fallon Park, which is about a half mile away per se, as the crow flies. You just don't see bass down here. It's just too mucky and too fast running of a river. This would be like, if the water was clearer and cleaner, this would be more like smallmouth territory. But it's not clean enough anymore. Again, it's probably cold enough for them to survive. It's just a little too dirty. I have caught a few trout down here because they do stock rainbow trout way up in Merrimack River. That's way up river from here. You have to go up river, and you have to go up the Missouri River. But those are just fish that have washed down. Rainbow trout, I usually catch those in like O'Fallon Park during the wintertime because they stock O'Fallon Park heavily with rainbow trout, stocker fish, like little pound and a half rainbow trout. They're fun. Something to catch during the wintertime. Oh yeah, the last trout I caught down here had a big old lamprey eel mark on his back. It's weird. All right, 9 people in and 72 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Appreciate it. Yeah, that one's holding fine. It's this one that won't bring it home. I think I will request this cat rod. It was holding okay, actually. Yeah, Stinkery got off so much of that worm. Put another one on. Yeah, these aren't your store-bought worms, folks. These are garden variety, guys. These are tough as friggin' leather. The hook has to be razor sharp to be able to get the hook in. Oh, really? Pretty deep here on one side. I saw that. Checking on it. Got him, folks. Got him. What do we got? We got a little blue cat. Yep. No. A little flatty. Yeah, that's just a little baby flathead, but it's still flathead. That's a little flathead catfish, folks. Man, I would like to get like a 20 or 30 pound one of these on my big cat rod.
Yeah, that's a cute little flatty, folks. Man, you talk about some pretty little colors on that guy. Check this guy out, folks. Well, these guys can be really pretty at this size. Look at that tail. Beautiful little guy. Black and like brown and white spots on him. Yeah, pretty little guy. Yeah, I sure would like to get a real big one of these guys. All right, buddy. See you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's got me in. I want to see that now. Might be a technique here. A few minutes. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bomb this over to the left. Pretty much going to cast this over where all my other rods are. There's a smaller one in there like that. I know there's got to be a bigger one. I'm going to cast that out deeper. That's 1.5 ounce weight. She should hold. That's a flat weight. I know this is going to look a little weird on the feed, but I want to see if I've got this long. Like one fish can tell you a world of what's going on. That one little flathead's telling me there might be some bigger flathead in here. You usually don't find the smaller ones in there by themselves. Oddly enough, flathead usually don't eat each other. Now they do on occasion when they're hungry. I mean, they are predators. But usually a big flathead won't eat a smaller flathead. You'll have like a big flathead there, and you'll have 2 or 3 smaller ones swimming right beside it. I'm only curious. I'm not going to leave that there for very long. If there's a big one over there, I'm going to find out quick. That's a fairly fresh night crawler. That's holding out there pretty good. Almost straight out. It does give me a chance to throw my smaller rods over here by the bank, by these rocks. See if there's anything interesting down here. We're just going to switch up rods here for a minute and see if there's anything down here. I'm not going to let those sit there too long, but it is a possibility. I might just have the wrong idea.
It is around the end of the catfish's nesting season, so it's very possible these big cats might have moved into this little shallow spot over here just to rest up a bit. Yeah, after a catfish spawns and lays their eggs and everything, they're kind of exhausted. They like to set in these back currents and these backwaters, kind of catch their breath. See, John, what's going on? How you doing, Johnny Lamb? Johnny Lamb says MVP. Let's see, Whisker, what's going on? How you doing today, my friend? Whisker says, let's go, MVP. Hey, we're doing our best right now. We got 5 big freshwater drum and a big old grass carp so far. Let's see, Jenny says hi, Whisker. Let's see, Les says hi, Danny. As you guys can see, I finally got a big old cat rod. I know you guys can't really see that tip on that big rod, but I can see it pretty good. Let's see, Whisker says, good afternoon, Daddy. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't already, I'm sure a lot of you already have. Here comes a big cabin cruiser. No, that's a tugboat. Never mind. Thought it was a cabin cruiser. It's a big old tugboat. Boy, it's beautiful down here this evening, folks. And with this glow-in-the-dark big cat rod I've got, I might just, after a couple hours, you know, down here fishing in the warmer temps, I might just wait till dark and do an evening feed. 'Cause that rod glows in the dark. Fall rod. Little stinker, man, it's back on pretty good. That one. All the way to the bank. Needs to be recast. And she needs to be refreshed. Put some more bait on there. You guys are enjoying the show today, the beautiful view down here. Nothing more relaxing after a long day's work down here on the river. Yeah, that might have been me. Yeah, it was. I bumped that. Yeah, that current just started ripping all of a sudden because of that stupid barge. Knocked everything up. Hold it from right in the bank again. That barge is coming right back too. Picked up my 1.5 ounce weight dragged in the bank over here. I'm gonna have to recast it as well.
Okay. Right in the middle of doing that. Oh, wait. Put this one back over here. Man, that was something popping on that one too. Come on, buddy. Yeah, I'm not used to using this big cat rod, but I gotta get used to fishing with it. That one's really popping, and that's our 6th freshwater drum of the day, folks. Number 6. There we go. That's almost a pop, almost a pound. Number 6, folks. Beautiful guy, my friends. Absolutely wonderful. And you gotta love these fish, folks, because they'll hit year round. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. There was some hitting on my big rod while I was, and he was popping it hard too. About to clean that worm off. Man. Yeah, just knocked that worm right up the hook. Yeah, I'm putting my big night crawlers on my big rod, trying to tempt one of these big guys from hitting it. More bait on him too. Right idea moving that bigger rod down. Oh yeah, one pretty good bite though. Holding. Yeah. Doing it again there. Lifting in right by the bank. Like shallow. Oh, dang thing stuck in the rock. I was holding okay, I guess. That's him popping on it, pop, pop. Not me. On that one. Got a boat. Got him. Another nice prong. Good 7. Another bite on that one too. Man, I can't do nothing. God, they're doing this. Good 7, folks. All of a sudden, you'll get a school of them down here. That's our 7th, and we're still getting bites on all the rods too. Number 7, folks. Gorgeous fish, folks. Beautiful. That's about a pound. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, sit down here for 15 minutes and don't get a bite, and all of a sudden they're hitting all 3 rods at once. You rebaited again too. Pop. I get to put these rods back out. I gotta see what's going on with this big rod too after you hit it like that. Twice. Pop, pop, pop. Couple times. Right. Right. Gotta see what's going on with this one because it had a couple pops up there again. Most of that worm is gone again. I had a big old night crawler on there covering that hook. Check on that one. Spot. Got him. Got him. Hey, we've got a channel cat. We had a channel cat. Oh well. I didn't get a hook set into him. I had to rod around the stupid rock there. I set that rock face up on my. That don't count. Unfortunately, I didn't touch it. Oh well. That's a nice little like half-pound channel catfish. That's a pretty cool catfish. That's a cool little guy. Remember me, channel catfish, when you get to be about 8 or 10 pounds and come back and hit my line. Appreciate it if you did. The quick hook release that I just gave you. Remember me. That could be what's hitting those night crawlers out there deep. Like there's a big blue or something out there, big blue or flathead, and I'm getting those smaller ones to nibble on the worm. Doesn't mean that one big one's not gonna come by and snag her. What is wrong? Hey, dude, seriously? I gotta get a new reel rod. You only get one good cast with these smaller worms. Rock. Every rock down here is blue. Pretty good, in fact. Popped off again. Man. I do too many things at once. And I'm feeding these little guys right now. That's for sure. Give me a minute, I can get my big rod back out. One good thing about that jig head. It doesn't get snagged very easily. Okay, let's get another couple worms on this and I get the big rod back out. Before they try to pull the rods back in again. Right, I think that's good. It's out here. That school go by. School might have went by now. Holding relatively good. Good now, I just look down. Rocks. Yeah, I don't think that's coming off either. Look into that. Great. Bend. And bend. Thank you. I'd rather have it bend than break. I can bend it right back. And I didn't have it. I had it snagged in the rocks. The jig head was actually snagged in the rocks, so I didn't bend the hook at all. Come on, folks. Please be patient with me. I'm trying to get back to you guys. Chat here. Time, Michael. Don't be too impatient. The only good news about you doing this is at least you're feeding some fish. At least the fish are getting a meal. Finally. We keep getting runs down here. We keep getting schools of fish that come in for a little while and start hitting real good. Let's see. Whisker says, Jacob, you can glow in the dark night crawlers. They work really well.
Yeah, I've used the neon greens down here before. They actually do work pretty good. Let's see, Danny says, Whisker, it's 10:30 in the evening here. Let's see, Pierre, what's going on? How you doing, Pierre? Pierre says, yay! Pierre's laughing his butt off. Pierre says, bedtime. Danny's laughing his butt off, Misty. He says, it is Pierre. Let's see, Pierre says, I hope dry tomorrow morning, Danny. Pierre says, oh boy, I hope you're talking about the weather, by the way. Let's see, Pierre says, 4 out. Let's see, Danny says, rain here in Sweden. Let's see, Fishing with Rivers. Fishing with Rivers says, sick. Let's see, Dan says, how big do the drum get? Oh, on average, you get them about 10 to 15 pounds. Now, they do get in the 40 to 50 pound range down here. And I've heard of some people getting some bigger ones. So there are some massive freshwater drum that come out of the river down here. They talk about the Native American sites having because they get rocks in their heads. The bigger they get, the bigger the rock gets. And the ones I've been getting, the ones are about the size of dimes. Now, they've mentioned, you know, some of them in like headdresses, the size of like basketballs. I mean, literally like as big as dinner plates. So you're probably talking 200 or 300 pounds back then. I wouldn't be all surprised if they brought in one like that down here. There's got to be one left from back in those days. Pierre says, don't rain, keep it away. Let's see, River says, Danny. It says, I've really got hooked watching fishing from that river. I watch a few now. And I do appreciate it, my friend. I hope you're enjoying the show today. Urge to get set up again. I've been out for a couple years. Well, best thing to do to get out fishing is get out fishing. That's the best way to gnarl that itch is to get out fishing, buddy. Let's see, Green, what's going on? How you doing, Green? Green says, boo! Yeah, I'm sorry, Green. Cats are about, let's see, a double on the cat rod. Boy, that would be a nice. I could get a big old 15, 20 pounder on our big old crazy cat rod. Let's see, Terry, what's going on? How you doing, Terry? Terry says, the master of Mississippi. Let's see, we've caught 7 freshwater drum and a big old grass carp so far. We're working on the double digits today. Let's see, 14 incredible people in and 90 thumbs up. 10 more to make 100 today. Yeah, that grass carp, that was a hard one, folks. That was on my 6-pound test again. Of course, it's got to be on my 6-pound test. It can't be on my 8. I mean, I can land them easier on my 8. Ah, here comes the train, folks. Just another train is coming across the river. Holding pretty good out there too. Should be deeper on my eye. Cast it over there. It's over there. And I've got an ounce of weight on it. I only got 1 2-ounce weight in my entire bag.
Earbuds out. Got that. I like that. Really cool. That's most of the worms going on. Yep, all those smaller ones are gone. Water's cold to go out there. all set up again.
Oh, man, that cat rod is making me feel small. Let's see. Monster, what's going on? How you doing, Monster? And Dirty 30, what's going on? How you doing, Dirty 30? Check it out. Yep, I've got your big cat rod out finally. I finally matched a big open face reel with her. Yeah, we broke her out. I've got like 1-2 pound drum on her so far. I'm trying to get something big on her. Get that rod doubled over. Yeah, I do apologize. It took me so long. Oh, look, goslings. Check them out right to the right. They're going right by the camera right now. A mom and a gosling. Yeah, we're going to be seeing more of that rod and reel in upcoming live feeds. I said I do apologize. It took me a long time to get to match a good reel with that. That's an old Shakespeare Magnum or something. It's I think I got that in like 1980. It had a lot of spare parts and bits and pieces I had to get together to get it to work, but it works great now. Let me show you.
I'll show you. It's starting in here. All right. Yep, we've got her matched with an Alpha, Shakespeare Alpha. And that's a good sturdy combo. That's 20-pound test on there. I think that's gonna match nicely. Yeah, sorry it took me so long to get that put together, but the only big reels I had were in pieces, and the majority of them, they were missing bits and pieces, so I had to. Yeah, I'll admit it's a Frankenstein reel. It's a Frankenstein reel. It's a dang good reel now. So far, Dirty, we've caught 7 freshwater drum and a big old grass carp. Unfortunately, the bigger grass carp was caught on the 6-pound test Ozark Trails reel. Fishing right beside it, I mean, literally not more than a foot from it. It could have been. We're gonna hook a monster on her eventually, but might take us more than 1 or 2 trips, but we're gonna get one. We're gonna have this rod doubled over to the water. Yeah, that grass carp was 15 pounds. So that would have been a great one to do it, but unfortunately, we hit my lights here. They love doing that down here. No matter if you got the exact same stuff, exact same everything on there. Plus, this reel is going to come in very handy in Columbia bottoms when we go out with Jason the Mason. Because I can put on like 2.5, 3 ounces of weight on this one, and I can hold out there up there Columbia bottoms areas I can't do with my smaller rods. There are other places I can try her. Over there on the other side of that wall is another good place that would be great for her. I think we've got some big fish coming in here, folks. It's one of the reasons why these drum have kind of slowed down. These guys are spooked. I mean, sometimes there's a big flathead or something comes into these banks and scares the heck out of them. were getting fish after fish after fish, and all of a sudden they just stopped. We've been getting a few more here and there. Like one, we'll get a school come by and then slow down, and another school will go by, and because we've got one small channel catfish we hit right up to the bank, about a half pound, and we had a little flathead up to the. We caught the little flathead. Oh yeah, I forgot we did catch a little flathead too. So 7, 8. Yeah, we caught 9 fish so far. We just got one more to make the double digits today. I don't know. One there, I saw that popping on it. Got him, folks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I got one, folks. Hey, Dirty, I got one, buddy. What we got? That's big, whatever it is. Just lightly pecking on it. What do we got, folks? Ah. Yeah, I think we got a big grass carp, folks. Yeah, I don't know about this technique between the legs with this rod. Ah. Oh yeah, it's a big old grassy. Oh boy. Now we got the rod bent over, folks. Turn the rod out of the way real quick. Pull it onto my legs. Dang, it did not just do that. Crap. Come on, you stupid little jig head, get off of there. There we go. She's off. Ah. One broken in, folks. Man, that's a 20 easy, folks. Oh yeah, that's a 20, 25. Jeez. Oh man, this is a 4.5 footer, folks. This is one massive grass carp. Jeez, this fish is this thick in the head. I'd have never landed this on my lighter gear. The fact that it never turned her. We wanted her broken in, folks. Takes a lot to bend these rods. Yeah, she is just, oh boy. This is gonna hurt. Not a big catfish, but she's a river monster for sure. Yeah. Alright. Keep swimming in, I'll try to get my foot on wing out. I'm gonna leave these right down here where I can find them. That is one big fish, folks. That's a 20, easy 20. All right. We did this once. Let's do this again. We're going to turn the camera around so you guys can see. See down this bank. All right. we're off angle, but we're in the right section here. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a 20 easy, folks. I can't get her in any shallower. Yeah, if you think it's any easier trying to land these guys with heavy line, you got another thing coming. Yeah, that's a 20, 25 pounder easy. My arm's gonna buckle on this one if I can get her in. Yeah, I hope that camera angle looks pretty good. Looking okay, I guess. Yep, looking pretty good. Ah. That's just one massive fish, folks. That's a 20, 25 easy. Let me turn her on her side so I can slide her up. She knows what I'm trying to do, too. You see her when I try to go for her? Turned around. Come on, girl. Give me a break, big girl. Oh, yeah, that's a massive fish, folks. We got her, I think. I think we got her. All right, hook is out. We broke her in. Dirty. Just some awesome timing, my friend. Yeah, that's a, oh man, that's a 25. Easy, folks. That is one massive fish. Oh, dude. Man. She's all mucky up again. I gotta wash her off. Yeah, she got blood all over now. I'll give me a break, girl. Alright, folks. Yeah. Now that is one big old fish. That's a 25 easy, folks. All right, girl. She got a little blood on her. We're going to get her back in the water. Okay, folks? Hot girl, ready to go? There you go. Yeah, I don't want to hurt that fish any more than I already did. She got a little blood on her. Get her back in that water before she hurts herself. Whew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
How's that for a fish? For a first fish there, my friend. Whew. Wow, what a fish, folks. 11 people still in it, seeing 98 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. A few more to break 100. Yeah, we think we officially broke in the big cat rod. Come on. You know what? Let me get these rods back out now. Come check that cat, okay, folks? You guys are enjoying the show today. Yeah, that one had a little bit of blood on him, so I wanted to get him back in the water quick. I think he took the hook a little deep, and the hook popped out while that fight was going on. But no worries, grass carp are very tough. I'm sure that fish will be fine. You guys are enjoying the show, and I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday. I'm just going to get these two rods back out right now. Work on this third here in a minute or so. Hopefully that wasn't too pixelated or anything. Hopefully that came in clear. Yep, I got 25, 28 pounds. Sounds like a pretty good guess to me, folks. Yeah, that was on the big cat rod that Dirty 30 donated to the channel, my friends. And there we go. Our camera angle is back. There we go. Let's see. Terry says, you in the oil, the master of the Mississippi. Let's see. Scooter, what's going on? How you doing, Scooter? Scooter says Mike. Scooter says hello, everyone. Let's see. Danny says Scooter. Dan says Scooter. Scooter says, and with a pound. Let's see. Scooter says, be careful, Mike. Let's see. Donnie, what's going on? How you doing today, Donnie? I'm pretty good with those fish. I haven't hurt myself too many times over the years. I have done it a few times, but yep, whether you got the Mad Cat with 4 was a monster. Yeah, that's a pretty good first fish to get on that good boy. Let's see, Fat Cat, what's going on? How you doing, Fat Cat? That boy says MVP. Scooter says Fat Cat. Let's see, Scooter says, dang. Let's see, Donnie says, you got it now, bro. Let's see, Scooter says, with the WWs. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, 16 incredible people in and 102 thumbs up. Yep, we've broken 100 barrier, folks. Yep, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Let's see, and Gary, what's going on? How you doing, Gary? Gary says, nice going. Let's see, Fat Cats, it's bigger than MVP. It's getting there. When my arms buckle, they're over 20. Now, when I can't lift it, it's over 30. So I'm going to go between about 25 and 30 pounds on that one. Yeah, you know how long that fish would have taken me to land on even my 10-pound test? Let's see, big old tadpole Mike. Let's see, Fat Cat says, my type went mad. Oh, yeah, that fish definitely had a stomach on it. It's probably been eating my worms for the better part of 2 hours. Yeah, a lot of times what will happen is the fish will keep eating the bait, and when you hook the next fish, that fish will puke up all the bait, and the next fish will eat the bait. And it's gross, but yeah, it happens. Let's see, Denny. Dan's laughing his butt off. Let's see, Dirty says, yep. Let me be the monster hunter. Yeah, that was a good 8 or 10 pounds bigger than our first one, folks. Let me get this big cat rod back out. Yep, we officially broke her in. Yeah, I was just on like a gob of little redworms, folks. That wasn't even a night crawler. Those suckers are, and look at that. That hook is about bent out. That is a heavy duty. Yeah, let's bite on that one. Bite on that one now too. Man. Biting on both rods. It's the same type of bite. All I did was peck on it very lightly. I wasn't even sure that was a bite until I set the hook. And she fooled me on that big cat rod. I'm used to those grass carp, you know, brutalizing me for the better part of 20 minutes. We got that guy winning about 7 or 8 minutes. And a lot of that was fighting her in the bank, like what I was saying. Oh yeah, this is a heavy duty hook. I mean, I started to bend her out. This is an eagle claw. This is an eagle claw bait holder number. I think it's a number 4. Yeah, these are the hooks I use for cut bait. Come on. Hey, stuck on the rock again. Stuck on that rock again right there. I think it was slid down on me a little bit. Whatever it is, pecking on it pretty good. Maybe I can get it right back where it was. Not right. Try and get this other rod back out, folks. If they'll let me. Yeah, current kind of died down here right now. I mean, the current was ripping down here most of the day. Just kind of slacked off right now. That's the only way I can figure out how to film those guys, the landing and where the fish are and and where the bite is, because they're hitting over here, but they're at the same time I can't land them over here without hurting them too bad. All right, that's back. That was all that was. Just a big old gob of little red one.
This one was getting a bite on it too. Catch on a couple of hard times and then let it go. That's what happens with this stuff down here in this current. You start getting crap on your line after a couple minutes and then you won't hit it all the way. Huh. Got him, folks. Got him. Got another nice freshwater drum. 8 freshwater drums. He's definitely broken into double digits now. 8 freshwater drums, small flathead, and 2 big grass carp. Yeah, it's like about a half pound. Now that would be about the size of you cut that head off and use the guts and use the head. That'd be about the size you want for cut bait. Now, I don't think it's really all that important right now. I'm not seeing a lot of big catfish hitting the surface right now. Another gorgeous one, folks. Beautiful. All right, buddy. See you. Thank you. Thank you. He ate it. That's another big one right over behind me. I saw that, folks. That gigantic fish just sit right behind me over here. That's right about where that big rod is too. It's very close to the bank over there. Flat weight doesn't get stuck in the rocks as bad as use flat weights and bullet weights for fishing in the rocks. They don't get stuck quite as bad. Why you got the lighter rods out here? Smaller ones and a bigger one. All right, rods are back out.
Wow, it's been one heck of a day so far, folks. Let's see, Dirty. Oh, you're very welcome, Danny. Thank you for wrenching Dirty up for me, my friend. Let's see, Dan says British record grass carp between 57 pounds. Yeah, we get them a little bigger over here, but they tend to gorge up pretty heavily in this river. Let's see, the biggest ones I get down here usually are 30 and 40, but I have gotten one that was probably pushing 50 this year. That was on feed too. Let's see, Grant Wood asks, what kind of fish are you catching? Let's see, today we're catching freshwater drum, grass carp, and a few small catfish mixed in. Freshwater drum, or white perch as it's commonly known, is native to the Mississippi River and its tributaries in the United States. Let's see, Dirty says, yep, the first one. Dirty says, now we need a monster flat ear blue. Let's see, Jay, what's going on? How you doing, Jay? Jay says MVP. Jay says hi. 9 incredible people still in, see, and 105 thumbs up. Let's see, the U.S. grass carp is 141 pounds. Oh, well, 14 pounds, That's interesting. I wonder if people don't always weigh them. Because it's one of those species that people might not... That's a bite on this rock. You might not weigh all the time.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten them up in the 50-pound range here recently. That one grass carp I got up there on the bank, I couldn't even get her off the ground. I had to have a buddy of mine come down and help me get her up. It's not really that big a deal, but that's interesting. It's an interesting background. I'll have to look that up when I get home. I've gotten some massive grass carp. That was an average 15, 20 pounds is an average size down here. Every once in a while, you'll see one take to the air out here and looks like someone, jumping into the river.
Could be onto something. I'm gonna have to look this up. See, Dirty. I've seen MBP get several monster grass carp at last few years. He's broken that record 100 times. Yeah, I'm interested. That's very interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. I wonder if some people actually know how big they are down here. Let's see. Dan says, laughing his butt off, 30-30. Yep, well, don't laugh your butt off till you see a few of them I've gotten. And these guys are really long grass carp too. I mean, you're talking 4.5, 5 feet long when they get up in the 40-pound range. They're like freaking torpedoes. They really are. See, 9 people in and 105 thumbs up. It wouldn't be the first time that people were catching and releasing state record fish and not even knowing about it. That happens quite a bit with species that people don't fish for, like gar. I hear about people catching all the time spotted gar. They're over the state record and people just throw them back, not even realizing it. See, engineered chub. Yep, they are. They're when they fight, they're fight like a mix between a steelhead and a chub minnow. So they'll do massive runs like a steelhead will, right? But then they shake their heads and thrash like a big old chub minnow will. There's a middle rod.
Man, these rocks have got me off today. All these rocks are slippery down here. What is it, too? Very lightly pecking on it. All right. Ready? Kind of frustrating when you get them to keep on stealing your bait. I guess that's why I raise so many of these guys. I can keep using them without having to worry about paying for it, I think. Put that back. Put that right back out on the floor. Hang on, folks. Be right back.
Make your calls. All right, folks, we're back. Let's see, 8 incredible people still and 105 thumbs up. And we've just punched by the 3-hour mark. Kind of almost want to stay down here and fish with you guys later, but well, let's see if we can get one more on. Just one more. It just turned like flip rod.
Yeah, these rocks are like suck, man. Every time I step down there, I'm sliding around. This one's on pretty good though. See if we can get one more on for you guys. Set her down. That's pretty good. Nice little dot we got with it. This current did, folks, it settled down nicely this evening. Now we got a big old barge that's gonna, mess up things across the river. But right now, she's settled down. Now she's settled down quite a bit. It's still about 70 degrees out here, surprisingly. It stayed
Warm all day today.
Oh, middle rod, ready. pretty good out here. We're only holding pretty deep out. I'm worried about the location of these rocks. Come back and sit back down. These rocks are just all freaking slippery here down here today.
Luckily, there's no jagged rocks down here. It's all flat rocks right on hard mud bank. So it's just when you try to take off running on them, you don't go very far. Plus, these new shoes I've got really help quite a bit too. They're tough guys. They're steel-toed. All right, folks. I guess we can. Well, I really want to get one more on for you guys too. Oh well. Let's see. We still caught 8 freshwater drum, 2 big grass carp, and a small flathead today. So that does peck on the middle rod again. Yeah, that's probably the big grass carp down here right now. I've hooked 2 of them already today. They start getting a little elusive once you put a hook into one once or twice. So pecking on it too.
The bait off. And once they expose that hook really good, they don't want nothing to do with it. Alright, I think we're gonna get close to calling this, folks, today. I think you've got one more for you guys, but I think that might be asking a little too much. That last, usually those guys too, once you get a big one of those guys, you can really scoop the spot for quite a while. That's not uncommon. And I did get that fish in quite quickly because of the big cat rod, but still. Still landing a massive fish in a relatively small, like 20 yards long cove back here. Probably making a heck of a lot of noise. I don't know what those guys are, but missing them and missing them and missing them. He's already pecking on it. boys. That big one just hit the surface right down here. Another massive, probably another big old grass carp down here in the shallow. I'll cast him right where he was too. Could probably cast that up current from him. Probably one of these days that I could have, these grass carp are this aggressive, I could probably have thrown artificials down here. Might actually be coming in here and dropping their eggs. That's possible. Might have just hit that right temperature for them. Come on, guys. One more for everybody. Everybody at home. One more, buddy. Checking on it. There he goes. On my light stuff. Oh man. Guys, it's really lightly hitting me right now. Barely see those rod tips moving. All right, last cast, folks. I think we're going to call her after this cast. Any comments? Say goodbye. I think we're going to call her.
Yeah, we've been over 3 hours today. See if anyone wants me to say anything in chat here. Let's see, Jay. How you doing? Thanks for coming back in, Jay. See, man, you're on fire. All right, 8 people still in, 109 thumbs up. Thank you, Donnie. Let's see, Grant asked what kind of fish are you catching? Let's see. We're catching grass carp today. Oh yeah, I already answered that question. Duh. Rich says, nice job. Yep. Dan says, it's late here now. I wish best of luck, bro. And thanks for your entertainment. Stay wonderful. Yeah, we're gonna call her anyways. We've been over 3 hours. I just wanted to catch one more for you guys, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We've caught 8 nice freshwater drum, 2 big grass carp, and a small flathead today. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna add my old good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Appreciate it.